Wasn't there a word your dad used, and that was something that stuck with you, right?
Yes. He would always say, perseverance is the word that my dad always used to use, and practice makes a man perfect. Keep trying until you achieve your goal. That's one thing that my dad always used to say. That is my strength, that is what is bringing all these people closer to me. She was diagnosed with cancer, and we lost her, and then I lost him too. So it was a very tough, difficult moment for me. I didn't lose hope. I didn't want to give up at that time. I wanted to give my best.
In my faith, I think they're always around me somewhere.
Yep. Watching us.
Yeah. Very proud. I'm sure they're so proud of you.
They wish that I was a boy, because I am such a support system for them. If I was a boy, even if I got married, I would have stayed with them. So they used to tell me that, we wish you were a boy. They mainly help women from underprivileged communities, and we kind of train them the software skills, the professional skills, grooming skills, and leadership skills. So I'm involved there. I am part of this society as well. And then whenever somebody comes, approaches me and asks me to be their mentor, I am there because I had mentors without realizing that they were my mentors. They naturally came to me. And now when somebody approaches me, I go there. And if I see potential in somebody, I'll go and I'll tell them, I can help you.
And now you have 2 girls.
I have two girls. Yes. I had Sarah and then I have Manha. And they both are very strong personalities. I think when she was 3 or 4, she decided she would become a surgeon. She wants to be a neurosurgeon.
And how old is Sarah?
She's 8.
That is incredible. Not only does she know what she wants to do with her life, but she knows specifically what she wants to do.
She's dreaming of what she wants to be because of the exposure, like platforms like this and what she's exposed it to. I think it has changed her thinking, and she's not just dreaming, but she's thinking it all the time. So that is what amazes me. And I will tell you one more thing. I'm happy because the things that I couldn't dream, as a child, that me and, my friends couldn't dream, my daughter has no limits. Now my daughters, they are growing up in a society where the sky is the limit. They can think of whatever they want to be and nobody stops them. That is something that I never had, and I'm glad my daughters have it.
Fast forward to you becoming a mom. And also want to hear more about your family back home in India and your parents and the legacy that you have for them. So yeah, fast forward to now you're in London, you're in your first, or you're at Informatica, married, you're living in a villa, right? In a really, it sounds like a prestigious area. What happens next?
So, and then, I was great, what I was doing, because that is my strength, that is what is bringing all these people closer to me. And I was doing amazing as a 24-year-old in that company. And then I saw these people, these consultants wearing these sleek suits and, and then moving here and there. And I asked Peter one day, who are these people? We were, in the coffee, we were in the pantry drinking coffee. And I asked, who are these people? What do they do? Then Peter explained to me that they are consultants, they are salespeople, and they do this and that. Then after a long thought, I asked him, do you think I can be one of them? And Peter was like, sure. Why not?
I love this. If you don't ask, you don't get. Yeah, I love that. Richard Branson, I think, said that. But yes, I love that. I love this. Yes. Go on.
So he told me, yes, I can be, then, but that's the answer I want. But at the same time, I'm not ready yet. So he told me in a nice way why I can be one of them. But then he also told me what are the things that I am lacking. So he kind of, he paved a path for me to become a consultant, and what are the things that I need to do to become a consultant.
Okay.
So having somebody in your life helping you, that was one of the best gifts that I got. And then I decided to be a consultant. I interviewed at Informatica. I'm sure Peter spoke to the consulting manager, but they offered me a job immediately. And then I also interviewed at 2 other companies, including Adobe. And at that time, my husband Fayaz wanted me to join Adobe because of the culture, the people and everything. He said that will be the best choice. But the talent, they were ready to, beat any of the offers. They asked me what offers I have. They asked me all the details, and they were ready to match me the offer. And on top, they would give me more and 30% with a room for negotiation. But then
Wow.
I chose Adobe. The reason I chose Adobe over the other two is because at Informatica, I would have stayed in the same box. People would still consider me technical, and they
I
would all
see.
focus on my strengths. So I chose Adobe, and yeah, it was a change of place. But then when I came here, it took a long time for me to settle in because we do all the acquisitions and all. So initially, I had some issues settling in, but then after some time, I think it was 2014. I was waiting for the projects, but I wouldn't get projects. The new people were getting projects, but I was always put on bench for a long time. I didn't understand the reason why I was getting. Till today, I don't know the reason why I was put on bench for so long, whereas the newcomers were getting the job, were getting the opportunities. And then at the same time, I lost my pregnancy, my first baby. I mean, we were trying all this while. I couldn't I mean, it was difficult for me to become pregnant. And then I think it's the 4th month or 5th month, I lost the baby.
Oh, wow. I did not know that. I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah. On top of that, I lost my dad. He had a brain stroke, and then I lost him too. So it was a very tough, difficult moment for me. So Maria used to say, when you are hit with a calamity, it doesn't happen once, but it happens thrice. And it came true for me because I had 3 of those things happening at the same time. But then I think perseverance is really important. That's where I wanted to say I didn't lose hope. I just wanted to give up, because I had these amazing opportunities from other companies. I could take that, or I could go back and stay with my mommy because, my support system, my pillar has gone, and I only have one pillar left. I want to be with her, but then I didn't want to give up at that time. I wanted to give my best, and then I tried. We tried.
Wasn't there a word your dad used? And I think you just said it, and that was something that stuck with you, right?
Yes. He would always say, perseverance is the word that my dad always used to use, and practice makes a man perfect, and you should be keep trying until you achieve your goal. That's one thing that my dad always used to say. So I kind of did not give up, but I wasn't fully ready as well. Emotionally, I was going through a lot. But then I fell again, pregnant again with Sarah, and it was a difficult pregnancy. I had preeclampsia, diabetes, you name it, and I had all of them. And then I thought, maybe this solution is not for me. Maybe I should learn a different solution. So I was learning AEM as well, thinking that I might get a better opportunity there. So after all this, I had Sarah, and then, I learned the AEM. I did mini projects on AEM. And when I went back to work, I told them, I want to move into AEM. And I showed them the projects that I did, and they were ready to put me on to AEM projects. But then I found other consulting project. They told me that, go on this short assignment. Once you come back, we'll give you this AEM assignment. But I started loving it. I traveled the whole Europe. I traveled UK, Europe, and everywhere. A lot of traveling. And then I enjoyed being a consultant. And then COVID hit, and then I was staying home, working from home with Sarah, and I loved it. After a lot of traveling for over 3 years, and then me sitting there, working from home with my child, felt like a blessing. Then I decided to take a office job. Then I moved on to TAM organization. And then we also decided to stay close with the family, because not having anybody in the UK we felt alone. So we wanted to move to the US because my brother-in-law is here with his family. We thought we would be close with the support system. So we moved in here. And back home, my brothers, they got married as well, and they had children, and my mom was with them, and she used to visit me every 6 months, and she used to stay with me as long as she can back in the UK.
In the UK. Yeah.
Yes. So she liked it. She liked, it's a change of scene for her. Rather than staying all the time in India, she was spending some time in the UK and going back. And then we thought she would come to US as well to join us, to spend some time with us. But then she was diagnosed with cancer, and we lost her this February.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I lost my mother too. So it's I don't think it gets easier. I wish I thought it did, or I wish it did, but it it moves with you,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So, and with your dad too. I know he was a pillar. You had two pillars, and now in my faith, I think they're always around me
Yep.
somewhere.
Yep. Watching
Um,
us.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
very proud. I'm sure they're so proud of you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yes. But before my dad died, even my mom used to tell me that they wish that I was a boy, because they thought that I achieved so much. I am such a support system for them. If I was a boy, I wouldn't have got married and stayed. I mean, even if I got
Yeah.
married, I would have stayed with them. So they used to tell me that we wish you were a boy. So yeah,
And
it
now
was fun.
you have two
I have two
girls.
two girls. I
Yes.
had Sarah back in the UK. She was born in London, and then I have Manha. She's 1 year old, almost 2 years old, and she's born in Austin. And they both are very strong personalities. And Sarah is Sarah.
I
I
love
don't
that
know
her name is
why
Sarah, first of all.
she is Sarah.
That wasn't planned. I mean, but I love it. Anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's such a character. I think when she was 3 or 4, she decided she would become a surgeon, and we don't know why she wants to be a surgeon. And every hospital visit, or whenever we take them to the specialist, the first thing she announces is that she wants to be a surgeon when she grows up. And then the other day, I think I was making her, we were getting ready for the school. Her school starts early, and then she comes and tells, Mama, I had a very nice dream. Then I ask her, what is the dream? Then she says that, I was doing this brain surgery, so she wants to be a neurosurgeon.
And how old is Sarah? Tell everyone how old Sarah is.
She's 8.
That is incredible. Not only does she know what she wants to do with her life, but she knows specifically what she wants to do. Whereas I'm still trying to figure it out at
That's true,
48.
see. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the thing. She the dream she had was she was doing the surgery. She was almost done with the surgery, and her pager is ringing, and she shows me her pockets, saying that he's wearing this coat, and then she has this pager is ringing, and she woke up, and it seems like it was the alarm that woke her up, and she thought that was the pager in her dream. And then I couldn't laugh, I couldn't stop laughing. Like, she's dreaming of what she want to be. And when I was 8, I didn't know, right? We didn't know that you could be a surgeon, you could be anything. But
Now, yes, because of you. Oh,
because of the exposure, like platforms like this and what she's exposed it to, uh, I think it has changed her thinking, and she's not just dreaming, but she's living that. I mean, she's thinking it all the time. So that is what amazes me. And I will tell you one more thing, if we still have time.
Oh, we have
So
plenty. Yeah.
not only that she's decided what she wants to be, she also decided what her sister has to become.
And what is it?
When we took her to the pediatrician the other day, we took Manha as well because we can't leave her home. Then the nurse asked, "Oh, what is the name of the baby?" Then she says, "Charlotte." Sarah goes and says, "Charlotte." It's
She
Manha.
renamed her?
She renamed her name is Manha. And I was like, after the appointment, I asked her why did she change the name. Then she says that Manha is going to become a cardiologist, and if it matches her name, if she her name is Charlotte.
So see. So Charlotte, cardiologist. Sarah, surgeon.
I mean, that was funny. And I have to tell this, we took, we gave a bunch of names to Sarah and asked her to choose name for Manha before she was born, and she's the one who chose Manha. Then I asked her, why did she not, I mean, Charlotte was not there in the name list, but she didn't know at that time her sister is going to be a cardiologist. That is something that she learned recently. No, it's funny.
Well, you have your hands full in such a good way. I can't wait to hear how this all turns out and see how it all turns out for them and you. But it's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy because the things that I couldn't dream, that we, as a child, that me and my friends couldn't dream, my daughter has no limits. Now my daughters, they are growing up in a society where the sky is the limit. They can think of whatever they want to be and nobody stops them. Although her dad said that she cannot decide what Charlotte was, what Manha wants to become, because it's her choice.
Mm-hmm.
But then setting up, like, thinking of something, we wouldn't, her dad told Sarah that she shouldn't push Manha to become a cardiologist. She has to choose her own profession. But living in a world wherein you can choose what you want to be, you can dream and nobody opposes to it, it seems great, right? That is something that I never had, and I'm glad my daughters have it.
Yeah, because of you and your dad and the legacy that he left for you, and your husband modeling that too. Is he similar to your dad in some ways?
I think dad set a very high bar, right? They always set a very high bar. Nobody can reach that.
Yeah. I have one of those too. Yes.
But he tries, but I think there is a long way for him to go.
There's still time. He still has time.
But he supports you. If I tell him I want to do something, then he never puts any boundaries to me. He says that, sure, you can try. You always have my back. That's what he says, that he will always be there. So it helps me to take risk, as well as, the Stanford Lead program as well. It's a 1-year rigorous program. I do a lot of, studies as well.
Yes.
Continuous, right? Continuous. I do some training. If you are Sean and the team, you would know that, I'm always busy learning something, and I have a toddler and I have an 8-year-old. But because having somebody like him who lets me do whatever I want is really valuable. Maybe I will not be where I am without my parents and my family, as well as my husband as well.
Yeah, I love that you have that support with you, carried with you, with your dad's legacy, your mom's legacy, and now your husband being super supportive too. It's wonderful. It's phenomenal, right? I think our partners are a huge difference in our lives. I always think about my daughter and who her partner will be, and my sons and who their partners are. It makes such a big difference, right? Yep. Choosing the right partner. So, a few things that I know about you around work and giving back. Like, you're very, very involved. Not only do you work at Adobe in your full-time role and excel at that, but you also are involved in lots of other activities outside of that, inside Adobe, outside of Adobe, giving back. Do you want to talk a little bit about that, or share what you're doing there?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I wanted to help people like me, especially, who need some help. So I am always involved in the, non-profits. I just finished one of the non-profits with the Breven for the women, especially women of color. I did that program, as well as I'm also involved with a non-profit called QCIC, and they mainly it's called as For You Forever, and they mainly help women from underprivileged communities, and we kind of train them at the software skills, or professional skills, or grooming skills, and leadership skills. So I'm involved there. I am part of their this society as well. So I try to do that. And then whenever somebody approaches me and asks me to be their mentor, I am there, because I had mentors, without realizing that they were my mentors. They naturally came to me. And now when somebody approaches me, I go there. And if I see potential in somebody, I'll go and I'll tell them, I can help you.
Yeah. I see that. I do see that firsthand. I have the privilege of seeing that firsthand. I know that we've been involved in the women's leadership program at Adobe together, but I also know that you've been instrumental in other women's groups at Adobe. But I guess, you know, we have a couple of questions we can dive into, but I feel like this has just been such a testament to you just sharing your story in this way. It's just amazing. I cannot wait to hear other women, you know, share how this has impacted them. But that's more to come on that. But if you were to give advice to women who are maybe unsure of their path or feeling overwhelmed, or what is something you would like to share to women that may be struggling?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there are so many things, right? I mean, I'm just thinking out loud here. One of the things is, you know, there are two voices in your head. One is a critic, which is always, you know, saying that, no, you can't do it. But there is some inner voice in you that says that you can do it. So just silence the critic and let the inner voice that is telling you that you can do it, let it do its job. And then, you know, take the path of what it is telling you to do, and then you will reach it. So I always have these two voices in me, and it is hard when the critic, it's always trying to dominate you. It is hard to do, you know, to tell them to shut up, but we got to do that and let the other voice lead you to your path.
I love that. Thank
you.
Anything else, Farah? This has been amazing, and I just appreciate you. Thank you so much for sharing your story. But anything else you want to, maybe what brings you joy? What's something that you do for fun that brings you joy?
I mean, one of the things that I do is when I am overwhelmed, or when I feel sad, or when I feel happy, the one thing that I do is I walk. I sometimes walk for 10 kilometers, 15 kilometers. I just go there. You know, nobody knows where I am. My husband, he tries to track me where I am. So that has been helpful for me. And then I read a lot of self-help books, you know, self-growth books that kind of changes my thinking as well. So I would advise, you know, whatever is your passion, you know, go for it. And if you find yourself, you know, then pick a hobby, whether it's walking or cooking or cleaning or whatever it is, whichever works for you, take that.
I love that. Well, thank you so much. This has been wonderful. Anything else you want to share?
I mean, I just wanted to thank you, Sarah, for inviting me and, you know, letting me share my story with the platform that kind of encourages independent and empowering women. So thankful for this opportunity. Yeah,
absolutely. And, you know, you're definitely raising two.
I know,
strong.
Yes. Sometimes my husband and we think that, you know, how are we going to manage? She's almost two now, you know, and she has a strong personality. Her sister is already very strong. So it's very rough. It's going to be very rough on us.
So many fun times ahead, though. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Sarah.